I guess people are gonna want me to talk about this. Maybe this time I can actually do a video without clicks sticking their way into my videos. Why do I even use you if you can't even do your job properly? Last time I did a Helluva Boss video, I expressed how I didn't feel sympathetic towards Stolas and Blitz, how they're awful people, and by the end of the episode, deserve to be alone and feel unloved. 8 months later, and this episode dropped, which seemingly challenged me directly on all of that. What we get for the first 12 minutes is a flashback. Not only shows us that Stolas and Blitz knew each other when they were kids, but also that they had pretty crappy fathers. Stolas' father forced him into an arranged marriage, and Blitz's dad sold him to the Goetia family to be Stolas' playmate. We also get the confirmation that yes, Stolas and Stella were in an arranged marriage, and Blitz and Fizzarali knew each other when they were children, and were part of the same circus. Now, I wish I had nothing to say on this, because while the kids who do voice Stolas, Blitz, and Fizzarali are okay, it just wasn't something that interested me. I'm glad actual kids were voicing kid characters like in Full Metal Alchemist and Amphibia, whereas other shows have people in their 30s pretend to be kids.
You're finally gonna sell us.
I will never get over that. But there were parts of the flashback that just dragged on and on and on, and made me wonder if there was more to the episode, or if this was all there was. Don't get me wrong, there is setup about Blitz learning about Stolas' grimoire, and that could allow him to travel to Earth, which would be why Blitz would seek out Stolas later on. But for the most part, I just found myself looking at the runtime, wondering if this episode was actually worth watching. Then I found out through a sarcastic course video that Stolas' dad, Paimon, was voiced by Jonathan Freeman. I first heard this guy when he had a bird sidekick, and now here he is playing a demon in the form of a bird, and he brings all of his condescending charisma he had in his Jafar days. He can't be bothered to remember his son's name, would rather buy stuff for his son than actually work for his love and affection, and views him solely as a means to produce a future heir, and I love how awful he is. Jonathan also voices Blitz's dad, and you get a hint of an idea about Blitz's warped idea of what it means to be family, due to the old man using emotional manipulation so he can sell his son to the Goetia family with the ulterior motive of robbing them blind. Flash forward to Stolas and Stella's marriage, and surprise to no one, they're completely miserable together. Stolas is so interested in his wife that he puts up absolutely no effort in bed, leading to Stella publicly emasculating him at a "we're not divorced" party, calling him a pathetic man, and Stolas, whose first reaction as a child was to burst into horrified tears upon simply seeing a photo of Stella, has to simply put up with it while hiding in the closet drinking away his frustrations. When Blitz is caught trying to break into Stolas' room, however, our avian aristocrat not only recognizes Blitz, but takes him to his bedroom to sleep with him. Blitz playing along simply so he can steal the grimoire. Turns out on the night of the affair, Stolas mistook Blitz tying him down so he could steal the book as foreplay, and Blitz only slept with him out of pity. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me all that much, though this contradicts a scene in Lululand.
Sorry, I fucked your husband.
What the fuck was that, Stolas?
That was the sound of a fucking divorce!
You want to fuck this one too?
No, of course not!
As previously stated, I didn't care much for the childhood flashback, though that's probably because I'm one of those rare people who was never curious about their history, only in where they were going in the future. Unlike characters like Bradford or Bellows, I never found myself asking how Blitz and Stolas got to where they are and why, and again, unlike Bradford and Bellows, I found the reveal entirely underwhelming. One thing I do like though is that in present day, Stolas finally stands up to Stella and divorces her. He's tired of her insults or implied physical abuse, having to be miserable while living up to the Goetia family image, and the only reason he put up with all of it in the first place was so that Octavia could have the semblance of a normal family life. since their daughter is now 17, and the image of the perfect family was all a facade, Stolas commands Stella to get out of his life, and be damned what the Goetia family will think. The only thing Stella says in response is that Stolas will regret this, and while we know she's hired Stryker to assassinate him, and he'll probably try again in future, she probably also means that his public image will be damaged, and we know that image means everything to her and the rest of the Goetia family. So, if you know anything about the 7th episode of Season 1, that was supposed to have been the first part of the season finale. While the muted scene of Episode 8 was leaked, the full episode was never uploaded to Viv's channel, and a whole bunch of people got pissed off that it wasn't going to be a continuation of Episode 7, but rather its own thing. Honestly, this should have been the part 2, and it would have saved Viv and her team a whole lot of fan backlash. Am I going to do videos on Season 2, you may ask? Depends if there's anything to talk about, really. But with all that said, this is Night at Eye saying thanks for letting me share my thoughts. Please share yours with me.